so you want me to go in and do that? Okay, it is 12:47 p.m. Calling this meeting to order, and I guess we can do roll call just so that we.
Thank you. Honorable Albert Torres Jr. out. Dr. Sandra Landecker, present.
Thank you.
Michelle DeBez out. Robert W. Trevino is out. Cynthia Collazo
Here.
Laura Yanes out. Lily Wong. Thank you. Cindy Cantu.
Here.
Robert D. Lina. Lilian Trevino is out. Maria Antonia Garcia.
Here.
Marta A. Yanes out. Karina Elizondo.
Present.
Maribel Maciel is true. Present.
Okay, it seems we don't have a quorum, so we won't be able to go forward with the meeting. But I thank everyone, for being here, and I know it's kind of hard because it's our first meeting, but like Dr. Linedecker did say that we do need to have everyone present, and I guess, Karina, if you can let them know and see when it can be scheduled.
Also, maybe it would be a good idea, just extra, we pair up, if we get a list of everybody that's now on the committee.
Yes.
It'll be easier sometimes. It's like, hey, Gary, are you going? Are you gonna
Right.
be there? And it's, oh yeah, I forgot. It's like,
Right.
so we can all be here on time and we can make the best of this. I feel
Yes.
the animals need us.
Yeah.
So
What about like a
anything
group
we can
text?
help.
What do you
Also,
think?
a WhatsApp.
Yeah, a group,
Yeah.
a group text.
text, yeah.
If we
That
do
would-
a
that
list,
helps me
I
a
can
lot.
set it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for calling Maribel and reminding us and letting us know,
Yes.
the email. I'm new to this, but I am a sticker to being on time, and that's something I have to thank my father for, who would always drop me off at school half an hour before it opened. And so it was dark, it was cold, but he instilled being on time,
Very
and
important.
Yes.
Thank you.
we need to strive
Yes.
to be our best,
Yes.
and that is part of.
Well, I can tell you 99% of the time I'm gonna be late unless my office allows me to come earlier.
Yes, and we
I walk
understand,
down.
Yeah.
I'll set it
her,
up.
yeah, her input is very, very important.
Yes,
But we
uh-huh.
also understand that she's taking care of those that we are concerned with,
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
She says that, but she's always on time.
Yes.
No.
Because we also got here first, then
We
Dr.
managed it.
Yes.
No, I understand, we do need to, but, we thank you all, and Karina, I guess just if we can just hear from the two, just to know them and also so that they know us, and I guess I'll start with myself. My name is Cynthia Collazo, and co-chair with Dr. Linedecker, and some of you may know me, but I, served the city for 41 and a half years, so I retired in January of 2019, seems like, just yesterday, but it's been already some time.
Has it been that long?
All that long, but thank you all very much, and I'm Councilmember Rudy Gonzalez's appointee, and I look forward again to working with all of you. I have 2 dogs myself. I could have more, but I have one that's not as, I guess as friendly as I want him to be, but he's old already, and so, but I love the animals. So they're near to my heart.
I would like to introduce Ms. Lillian Juan. She is new to our committee. She was appointed by Council Member Mercurio Martinez.
Yes, welcome.
She has the
You
best
wanna say
Chinese food in the world.
She's very involved with the community.
Yes.
Does that mean we're gonna get a sample one of these meetings? We're gonna get to enjoy
From
some of your food?
We're going to switch Chick-fil-A, no more, we want
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah, but we're gonna-
Have them buy from you, Lily.
We'll
We don't
rotate the
open
menu.
at lunch.
Oh, that's true.
We open
Oh.
it here now.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, let's give her that.
Do you want to say something else?
Next time we're meeting, we can meet up, not 12, because I wake up at 2.
She's making
She
a
works
sacrifice
late,
to be here.
Yeah.
And then I would like to introduce Mr. Roberto Luna. He is an appointee from new elected council member Ruben Gutierrez.
Welcome.
I have been teaching at LISD for 12 years. I graduated from Texas A&M. I was planning on going into veterinary medicine,
oh.
and I ended up just going into agricultural science.
Well, that's how I got my degree, my undergrad in ag. Well, I get at the time.
Good.
Wow.
After I talked to you, who was still there.
Back in 90s, I was working for Jimmy Hensley,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy, he and I were in high school together.
Yeah, I know.
He passed away.
He passed, maybe about, 6 months ago?
Yes.
I don't know, I tried to get in contact with Jennifer and I couldn't.
He was a good man.
Yeah. But, I have 4 GSPs and they live in the house with me.
That's my favorite breed.
Crazy. I'm active, I guess, with life as well. My stepson shows goats and they
Oh.
actually come see you every once in a while.
That's good.
And,
What do you expect from this board?
I guess to help with the animals. I mean, you were discussing a little while ago how we need more affordable care.
Money?
Well, the thing of it is a lot of people don't get their shots, the vacunas. They don't get their animal sprayed or neutered.
Oh,
Amen.
Yes.
And,
True.
I mean, and if you're not going to, then make sure your animal's not gonna get out. But on the way to work in the morning, I drive for Long Meadow and I see it
I
every
know.
morning.
Yeah.
I know.
It's part of our culture to have our animals on.
Out,
Yes.
unfortunately.
And also the macho believe, right? Do not sterilize my animal.
Yeah.
Because I want him to
That's-
reproduce.
yeah. Mhm.
Yes. I
Not a
know.
cultural.
A lot of people still know that.
And I'd like to introduce Maria Antonieta Garcia. She was appointed by Council Member Vanessa Perez.
Yes, okay,
Welcome.
retired educator, 34 years. Oh my God. It took a toll on me. I taught 5th grade for many years. I was the math teacher. I love challenges, that's my problem. I love stress. I work very well under stress. And it was a challenge, and I loved it. I happily retired, and I was already fostering for Michelle Davis, pal. And before helping her, I was helping Lulu Liendo
Yes.
with her organization, which was Pet Haven of Laredo. So I was already familiar with fostering and participating and helping create the fundraising activities and city attending city events and helping get the pictures and this and that. Okay, and then when I retired, I went full into rescuing. Oh my God!
I
Oh
know.
my God! It's another life.
Yes.
It's mind blowing, and it's a 24/7, never-ending effort. My house is literally a mini shelter. My chickens left the coop, and I have my own plus the ones I foster. And my house is in constant renovation for the betterment of the conditions of the animals I foster. I'm presently building a shelter in my backyard. Actually, I'm transforming my laundry room into the shelter with air conditioned TV and you name it.
TV?
I mean, yeah.
You're on record. You're on
No
record,
way.
yeah.
Are you recording?
Citation.
No way, right?
Citation.
And so, it's something that I've enjoyed doing. I had 3 kids, they left, and I'm very proud to say that my youngest became a wildlife biologist.
Oh.
She has traveled all over the world, but she works with elephants, tigers, and bears.
Wow.
And she's been in many parts of the world, and presently she's working with apes in Louisiana in a sanctuary. Yeah, and she got me involved into creating the ecology club in my school with my 5th graders, through which I involved the students with rescue, with fostering respect towards our animal life at the worldwide level. We were involved with many organizations out there. I had the Global March for Elephants and Rhinos here in Laredo for several years. We won a prize at the worldwide, which the district kept. They didn't give me my trophy, okay? But I am an animal lover, and I hope that we can work together for the betterment of the animal situation that Laredo faces.
We have a battle.
And I hope we can change the thinking out there of in Laredo.
Yes.
In Laredo,
Yes.
we need to do something
We do.
to make a change.
Yeah,
I do.
Mhm.
I think if we can just work on getting everybody to spay and neuter their pets.
Yes.
And for that, we need the help of our city
Yes.
to be able to provide cheaper available or free spay and neuter clinics and target those areas in the south where, I mean, in a single block, you see 50, 20 animals roaming
I know.
because that's the way they live.
I will tell you what the thinking is as a veterinarian.
Yeah,
I get these people in my office, and I tell them about spaying and neutering, and they're told by the Mexican vets that come from across, they
Mhm.
need to have at least one litter. Okay? There's 20 or 30 of them
mhm,
to 5 clinics here in Laredo.
yeah,
Okay, so you have to fight that.
yeah,
You also fight with oh no, you're depriving my animal of sex.
yeah,
So the people that spay and neuter are the people of our level,
yeah.
Del Mar, the better levels. You go over there and they won't do it. It's not that you don't offer it, even if it was free, they won't do it. Because LAP sometimes gives $100 coupons.
Mhm.
Okay, and you work there. I spay and neuter, I charge $125 for a cat. Try going to San Antonio and getting it done. Okay, then when you have a $100 coupon from LAPS or $50 coupon, spaying your cat for $25, really? And they won't do it. You have to change it from elementary school
Yeah.
on up. I think we need to have, like, when the schools do the career day stuff,
Yes.
Yeah.
have somebody representing, one of us or something, going and teaching these kids
Yeah.
how important it is to spay and neuter.
And you know what's the sad part? When I left my position, nobody was willing to take over Biology Club.
No.
Nobody. And I did a lot of, teaching the kids the important thing, how to respect animals, and the importance of maintaining the numbers, fixed, where preventing unnecessary birth.
Yes.
And we need to start with our youth.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, and start brainwashing them. I would say
Yeah.
brainwashing
Yeah.
them. Start
Educating them.
Educating them at an early stage, because the people that are unfortunately like your age, well, you may be older, younger. But people in their 20s and 30s,
Yes.
you're not going to change their opinions anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not. You can try.
We'll do
I
a
think
public
so.
awareness committee.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
And
we
then
do.
a community service committee.
Yes.
And then we'll have, because we do need, that's what I love the most about this committee, because I have served as a staff liaison, and Ms. Cuerzo has sat in many different committees and commissions. This one will have the authority to actually do hands-on work, and we're going to be requiring your assistance reviewing our ordinances. A lot of them have been updated. They no longer meet the needs of our community, not necessarily our shelter, but the community as a whole. So that's one of the tasks that we're going to be addressing, and just so we can follow I know it's an informal meeting because we don't have a formal forum, but I'd like to continue with the introduction of committee member Ms. Cindy Cantu, and then the new ones.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I've been in real estate for about 15 years. I love animals. I have 4 Yorkies. They sleep with us. They're my babies. So for me, it's very important. I see a lot of things, and I want to see a change. But in order to see a change, we need to get involved. And I feel like we have new people. We can have new ideas. All these committees is not something we had done in the past. We can make a difference, and education is honestly very, very important. I think that's where we can start. So I am eager to start, and I need to take a chapter.
Ms. Cantu, she volunteers, like basically volunteers in our shelter. She's very extremely active. She donates clothing for the animal, colchitas. She helps us clean. She's very on hand. So, and she sends us a lot of volunteers. And then,
Do you have
Thank you.
to be ordered to volunteer in the shelter, you have to have certain requisites met, right? Like certain vaccines or rabies or
No.
something? No.
That's something that actually, since I got appointed, it's something that we have been working with legal and risk management. Obviously, to handle an animal, you do need to be vaccinated. But that's something that we have been working with Dr. Larry.
I'm trying
as
to
well.
change that because, nobody actually should be touching the rabies quarantine area.
Mhm.
Okay, that's just not there. And most of the dogs that have been there and cats, they're not gonna have rabies. You know, most of them we can vaccinate them and they're not a high risk. So, you know, other shelters, other places have lots of volunteers. Unfortunately, previous administrations have fixed it to where we can't have volunteers right now.
No, we
We're
can.
working on, can we?
We
But
can, and we are actually creating like a list of duties that they're able
Okay.
to perform without touching an
Yeah,
animal.
but we need somebody, more people that can actually touch animals. We need that,
Yes.
unfortunately. I don't know how we're gonna do it with the city, but we need that, I think. Especially like right now, we're so short-handed. And you can't find anybody who wants to work, you know, as a business owner. And I think, see, everybody's getting their stimulus checks every month and lots of money. I don't know where it's coming from, but they don't work. You don't wanna, yeah, right. Shut up. I just paid a ton of money to taxes. I'm ready to pull my hair out. And I don't mind paying my fair share, but still, you know, we've gotta find a way to get people in there when we're so short-handed. I think we have 2 kennel workers, right?
Okay, well, we have, okay, so on Monday, we're gonna have another individual, he's gonna start working, and we're in the process of hiring, 3 other ones, and they're already going through the whole process, and we
It
are
just
very
takes some time.
blessed to have the support of upper management, council, the doctor, and other different, individuals they granted us 3 new positions, temporary positions through a third-party agency. So it was formally approved on Monday. We're going through the hiring process. So not only do we have a couple vacancies, but we're gonna fill those, and we're gonna have additional hands on. So
But we're
there-
working on getting a volunteer
program as
try.
well.
We have to go through, we have to develop, well, we can use the training from Pennsylvania and San Antonio
Yes.
or somebody.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're trying to change the culture as well, being more welcoming to our community, to volunteers in particular. And I know Judge Dominguez has done a tremendous job sending us people to
Yeah.
volunteer. We wouldn't be able to make it without those volunteers.
And the best thing too is that we do have the support from the city council, the mayor and the council. You know, they really support it. You know, I know it's sometimes seems like there's never enough, but they are working with us, and that's
I have a
what
question.
keeps it going.
I'm sorry, I have a question for you. You say you only have like a couple staff for the shelter itself, for the kennel work. What about all the animal control officers?
What do you mean, like in terms of vacancies?
No.
Using them to clean.
Can they, I guess the question is, can they,
We do
No.
offer.
Is it because the fact that you're still picking up animals, correct?
I mean,
So it's you
Legally,
having
we have to,
animals, well, it's an emergency. I
Yeah.
feel it's an emergency.
I would agree.
I'm
would
sorry,
agree.
I was at the shelter the other day and I've never seen it like that.
Okay. Well,
So if
we
you
are
have,
working.
you have regular people going into that shelter looking as is,
They're gonna scream,
yeah.
yes, oh no.
you're gonna,
And I-
it's
and I
animal cruelty.
Yes.
Okay, and I completely, we are working on it. We're working on it. Unfortunately, I cannot prevent animal control officers to attend to
As an
a dog
emergency.
bite.
Oh,
'Cause
no,
that's
that's an
And
emergency,
most of our
yes.
calls are
They're
a public
limited.
threat to our citizens, so
They
it
are.
is important. I mean, it's like, we are trying our best. We are actually, even though Dr. Landecker mentioned that we have 3 individuals, we do have other individuals from different departments who are assisting the shelter, and I understand, and like I told Dr. Landecker, it's a process. I mean, we're not buying or hiring machines, it has to go through the human resources process, and we just got made a selection. Unfortunately, that candidate tested positive for, he felt he's drug and alcohol, so there it goes, 2 months down the drain. So it is it is a government entity. We have to go through all the scopes, and
Yes, I understand.
but we're getting there. We're getting there, and we're doing as much as we can. I probably think I'm the only director that has literally cleaned kennels to help staff, because I understand. And Dr. Landecker as well.
You know, we just, whatever we gotta do.
And it's a
That's,
process.
that's what I thought. I mean, I was seeing all these, you're full. You're at capacity.
You're
You're
capacity.
overly full.
Yes.
And
And
that's
so you're full and you're low staffed. it seems like, okay, you're in an emergency state right now, because these are live animals, these are not little
Well,
water boxes in there.
unfortunately, we're gonna have to start putting more animals down.
I
Either have no
mean,
choice.
you have to
Okay,
stop picking up
alright,
animals like
let's-
animal
okay,
surrendering and
ladies,
stuff like that.
I just mentioned, we already in the process, we're gonna hire 3 additional bodies. We already selected 3 other people, that's already 6 positions. 2 are one is gonna start on Monday, and those 3 other ones don't have to go through the whole HR procedure because they're gonna be hired through a different entity. So that's going to alleviate a lot of the weight that our current kennel workers have and all of our staff, because not only, even though they make reference to having only a couple of certain kennel workers, veterinarian technicians are also assisting with the cleaning. So even though you all don't see it, we are trying to meet at least like the minimum at this time, but it is a process, and we're trying our best to do with what we have. Also, a lot of people, they complain about our shelter and they don't volunteer, so that's another thing. We welcome volunteers. There are certain things that they can do without handling animals. What we have done in the past, one of our vaccinated employees removed the animal, the volunteers come and clean and assist. So there are things that the volunteers can do.
Okay, that's interesting. You know, that's something that I would consider doing, helping to clean kennels.
And I invite all
I
of
know
you
we
out.
cannot handle them, but if the workers can remove them,
That's what we do.
clean and
That's what we
put
do.
back. I mean, yeah.
Yes, and but we are trying, and I have no doubt in my heart that by the end of this month we will have at least 4 different bodies, additional to we already have.
Karina, can you just find out, I mean, once you get back to the office, if you can kind of ask, you know, the members, see when they're available, because obviously there's,
Interest.
interest,
Yeah.
and so
Mhm.
before we lose that, just to see when the next date, you know, when
Okay,
people
well,
will be
actually,
able to attend.
as per our minutes from last time, we supposed to meet at the end of the 3rd weekend of each month.
Okay,
But since this was a reschedule from last
Yeah.
month, I don't know when you all would like to meet. If
I
this
think
month
that's-
again, or if you all want to wait until July.
We can meet this month again, I mean, we didn't have a
That would be next week, right?
That would be on the 24th.
let me see.
Next week would be good for me,
Me too.
because I'll have another vet there, but right now, what is today?
Anytime is good for me.
Two weeks. I mean, I'll make it work, but I may not be, I'll probably be really late if I,
The 3rd week will be 17,
So you can promote the volunteers, correct? And
Pardon me?
they can go to the shelters, can promote volunteers?
Yes, of course. Now, we recently hired an animal care supervisor, Ms. Sepulveda. Now, that, we cannot just have hundreds of volunteers, because that's going to even take staff to
Everybody.
monitor and so, I mean, it's a give and take, right? So we understand there's a need. Now we have an individual that is specifically focusing on those type of operations and also overseeing the volunteers. Now we receive approximately 4 volunteers per day from Judge Dominguez. So now it's easier, but still I completely agree with you. We are in an emergency state, but we're trying our best to do what we can. And like I stated earlier, if you know someone, invite them to come. They will not, I guarantee you, they will not be turned back. We won't. We're willing. Dr. Landecker is very supportive. I am too. And management is working with us. We're actually creating a new volunteer package. So please invite people to volunteer.
Yeah, so we can do that, so we can schedule.
So for June the
something.
24th? And then same time, right?
you think this place, I think, or conference?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, like
The 24th?
Yes.
I'm not gonna be here on the 24th.
The
but,
24th or
you talking about next week or the?
Week after next.
Week after, the 21st, 22nd.
What is today? Today's the 11th, right?
Today's the 10th.
The 10th?
I mean, we
Well,
are still gonna.
I'll be here the 24th, yeah. I just have an exam in the morning, but I'll be.
Is it at noon or 12:45?
It's at 12:30.
12:30. I asked Karina that question because I didn't know if it was
Because at 12:45,
maybe
I thought I
12:15
saw
or,
12:30.
you know, but
That's
no,
what
it
it said
said
even on-
by ordinance 12:30, so.
No later than 12:45.
have a date for the next meeting?
June
to
25th.
come.
Oh, I just saw 12:45. I got to be there.
Because this one's making up for last month,
Yeah,
so we can have our.
12:30, you said?
12:30.
And
Oh,
here?
no, I was
Yes.
on time, that wasn't, I thought it was.
Just
Oh,
so
you were fine.
Perfect. See you guys June 24th. I'll work on the WhatsApp to create that chat, and then we all help each other out in getting everybody here.
Yes.
Perfect.
And if you all want to discuss any items, please go ahead and forward that information to our chair, and she'll relay that information to administration.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Great
being
meeting
here.
everyone.